And that's why you never eat the salads at Buffalo Wild Wings. Don't we know that, T-Spain?
Jeez. Guys, they gave him his job back. It's BS. I need workman's comp and all that stuff for this because they gave him the job back.
We're back. See, acting bad.
2024. They gave Tyler his job back. I'm trying to take over.
Episode 146. Acting bad. Love it. Love to see it.
People taking. I love how when I say stuff around the shop.
That's what 2024 is all about.
Yep.
I love it when I say stuff around the shop. It just happens.
Yep.
It just spreads.
It's
great.
Just catches on.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2024 is our year.
Man, I hope we're just feeling frisky.
I mean,
yes.
We got one new car already this year.
Oh my God.
We might have another new car coming this year.
Oh, two of these people making one
totally
made a good choice. One is about to make a really bad choice.
Yeah. all good. All good.
No good. No.
That is funny. Man, I wasn't even trying for that title of like first new car of the year. You know it was going to be you or me.
I know.
It just happened.
It's either Tyler or me.
2 days in. That's impressive. You only could have been 1 day earlier.
He's like, 2024.
I got
feeling
new car.
itch.
Seriously, though,
my God.
Tim picked up a new car, and he comes into the shop, I think, on Tuesday morning after you got it. And he's just like...
Wednesday morning. Yeah. He's like, guys, I got it.
The sparkle was in his eye, and I'm like, Tim...
The sparkle.
You did it again, didn't you, brother?
The sparkle. For all of you who don't know,
the sparkle was in his eye.
Tim has ascended to the best car ever.
It was pretty funny because Bo was like, oh, man, you've got that spark in your eye. And as soon as he said it, I felt it. And I'm like, oh, I do. Like, I've got that glow.
Hey, I'm not pregnant glow. I can buy a new car glow instead. That kind of glow.
We all get it.
The male version of the pregnancy glow.
So, guys, for those of you out there, so you guys get it on the inside joke, Tim has bought a 2014 manual. 2013?
14.
Yeah, don't come at me with this kind of car, homeboy. He bought a 2014 Chevy Spark.
Woo.
And I have been Mr. Spark guy, first gen Spark guy around the shop saying, guys, getting an amazing car.
1.2 liters of glory.
A sparkler. Yes. The roar of this engine.
The Reaper.
Will absolutely make you tremble. And it's great. And he loves it.
We're joking about the Reaper because there's a giant decal on the side of a Grim Reaper.
The size of this flag on the side of this powder baby blue
Chevy Spark.
Yeah.
So, guys, by the way, that banner's about the size of the car. FYI.
Yeah, that's true.
FYI.
That's true.
I walked up to this car and I looked down on it. And I was like, I love this thing already. Like, this thing is great. It's definitely one of those cars. You know when people are like your before and after photos, like it is a prime candidate for a before and after. It's got a freaking auto bra on it, but it's like a tough liner, like bed liner.
I didn't even
sticker.
notice that.
Yeah, on the hood.
On the leading edge of the hood. It's got a Reaper vinyl sticker on the side.
It has a toe.
It's powder blue.
It has a toe freaking
toe hitch.
Reese hitch on the back. Like,
ooh, and the best part is the shift knob.
Yeah, and a skull ship knob.
On the Spark, boy. 84 horsepower of fury in this thing.
That shift knob is probably going to stay.
I'm sure it is.
It's too funny.
But we did find out bad news about the reason why this car was so cheap.
Yeah, it was. The bad news is it needed a tranny, and it was a manual tranny. So
it needs a transmission. We can't say that word.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Can't use that word anymore. So it needs a transmission, and I'm like, oh, it's a Spark. It'll be cheap.
Cheap.
You know,
I thought
whatever.
it was cheap too.
You know, and then I looked them up, and they're like almost $3,000 for a used 100,000-mile tranny. Transmission. Boom.
Which blows my mind.
Yeah, it does.
You wouldn't think that. I thought everything of that car is cheap because when I had mine, I had a 14 back in 16, and it was great. It's an amazing car. I loved it.
I mean, we're out here buying Sonic transmissions for like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
So it's like, manual
transmission.
It's cheap.
Nope, not for the Spark. Well, because the issue is, so we kind of looked into it more. The first gens are so rare. There's only 3 years of them.
It's almost like it's an imported car.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So,
It-
like,
it's a Daewoo. It is a
the
Daewoo.
engine is not really from here. The transmission is not really from here,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
a Chevy Spark, and it's
Yeah.
like
Hey Preston, we see you in the chat. Yeah, no LA2 Flex kit. You gotta wait till we're ready for you to have.
Will
it.
you be nice to Preston?
I've
I
been enjoying
apologize.
it. Don't apologize.
It's waiting on this guy.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
It's not waiting
It's
on
not.
that.
Yeah.
It's waiting on the video. I told you like 3 days
Wait,
ago.
okay, Preston.
The video got recorded.
Yes, I know that you would be able to install it yourself.
Yeah.
But we need instructions, especially on a kit like this. And so we filmed the video.
It's coming next week.
coming.
You'll be.
We're ready. I know you're ready.
You and Tim,
he needs
both
that,
y'all just
that corn.
yeah,
needs
just
that
all, just
corn.
He
all
does.
over.
I'll get right on it, Preston.
Yep.
Jesus.
But Preston, like I told you, I should have a wastegate ready by the time that flex fuel kit is
fuel.
on the website. So
Yep.
like we'll just send them both at the
Jesus
same
Christ.
time.
This
Gonna
guy.
have all the boost.
This guy. Anyway,
$199.
Boost and
$85.
today, boys,
Today, what are we talking about?
we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. See, this is why I'm the host and he's not. Guys, we're talking
I'm the
about
host.
2024 new stuff.
The road
new
ahead.
ZZP, the road ahead.
Yep.
What is the road ahead for the ZZP, boys? Like, what are we
I
doing
don't-
this year?
Ryan not drinking something green up here? That would be a nice road ahead.
Okay, you know what?
That's gonna be real strong at
Yeah,
the bottom
at the
because that's
bottom.
where all the booze
Tim,
is.
you missed it. I asked Mike for bourbon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've been drinking bourbon the last few weeks up here.
Yeah,
And I asked him for it, and
cultured
he
man
gave me
now.
the LNF boost juice. He said, you got to start the year off like this. I'm like, fine.
Okay.
So
That's
don't
right.
come at me. I asked for the bourbon, guy. All right?
That's not Ecto Blaster.
the heck is Ectoblaster?
Ecto cooler.
Ecto Cooler.
You bring a bottle, Ryan.
Wow, now you're trying to call me out. These
Ooh,
guys
okay.
don't bring bottle. You know what?
I bought a bottle.
You know what? I know what this is. There's a difference between all four of us up here, and I'm the only one with this difference, and that's what it's like, huh? That's what it's like, Mike? All right, Mike.
Oh, he's pulling it.
All right.
He's pulling it.
Is the
2024.
difference? Is the difference a car that never races?
Oh!
Bo says that because he sees my taillights way too often on the street.
Man, nobody's seen those taillights on the street.
He has.
10 minutes in.
He's seen the taillights on the street. That
It is.
GXP has gotten gapped. You got gapped. You and Randy got gapped today. Let's hear the excuses. Let's hear them.
He's talking about.
Man, I
his,
wasn't
his
driving.
other car.
I
Yeah.
was riding, and the
One thing
vehicle
that's
we were
raced
on was
the
on
most,
all-terrain
apparently.
tires. Like,
Listen.
the vehicle we were in was four-wheel drive with
Oh,
all-terrain
here we go.
tires
Here
on
we
it.
go.
Like,
Man, I love excuses.
man.
This is great.
They-
This is great.
Like, I don't know. Let's take a poll and be like, who has the raciest car at this table and has raced it the least amount?
Yeah, I mean, I would win that 100%. I ain't afraid of it. I have the raciest car here. Hey, whose car's been kicking rockers lately?
Yeah, mine has. definitely.
Exactly. Whose car's still together right now? I can start up and drive here right now.
Mine.
Yeah.
Is
Until you floor
Back
it.
there.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Until you floor it.
We'll see. I flirted already. I just, can't shift at $8,000. You gotta take it easy for a little bit until we have our new mod.
To be fair though, when I drove the Wall Purple ZZP Sonic home last night, it still feels good about 6,800. You don't. I mean, obviously they make power up there these days with our turbo and valve train, but 6,500 is plenty if you're.
Yeah, but it's not a 3800, so we like to shift them high.
I know. I'm so timid after Tim's experiences with valve trains and 1.4s.
Oh man, I already had.
Tim's fix is really easy. He's like, hey, I could just turn the power down just a little bit, or like not rev it to a bajillion grand, and I can fix it. But he's like, nah.
Yeah, the last time
It's too fun.
The last time we went to autocross, he's like, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. And he's like, boop. He's like, that wasn't enough. And I'm like, you don't say.
Pretty much. I still am kind of a kid at heart. Like, I'm still like, there's a little bit of 16-year-old new driver. in me.
100.
Like, it's-
There's a little more than a
all
little
of
bit, Tim
us.
Big.
if
In
this
all of us.
dial turns to 10, it's gonna get turned to 10.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm
stopping.
sorry.
Yeah.
Stopping wherever
Yeah.
it's at.
Now, see, but like, I do love this because Tim's giving me shit about having raced a car last year. But then if it breaks, he has to deal with Sad Ryan for a year and a half.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's
And he's trying to give me shit about it.
Ryan's working on Sad Ryan though.
That's true.
Yeah,
He's
it's
working
a lot
on
better.
Sad Ryan.
Ryan is a lot better right now, but
Like
Sad
I
Ryan
talked to him and he's like, I'm gonna work on Sad Ryan. So I mean, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's getting better.
So if it breaks and you're gonna be a mopey Sad Ryan, and you'll be like, damn it, Ryan, why did I try to push it in the race?
This is exactly why you need all the cars.
No.
Yeah.
When you have like 9 of them,
No.
Yeah.
you don't get mad. You're like, oh well, let me just hop in this one. Let me just hop in this one.
No.
It's great.
And Bo is actually, I think he'll back me up on this. And when your main girl is down, and you know, when your main
That's
girl is
not wrong.
down,
Yeah.
there's different. Like ATS been pretty reliable, even though it's LTG. So we're like, okay, not always trusting it, but it's been really good to me. But it's not the same when both are up.
That's why you just treat them all the same.
Tyler, I don't have 200 horsepower cars. These bitches not have all of them. They're both 500 plus. One is 600. So
I definitely agree with that.
No
like
kidding.
100%.
Your
Like
horsepower average is pretty lame.
It's pretty low.
We need to bump them numbers up for 2024, dude.
Yeah.
See, I don't need the fast cars myself because I drive the Sonic. I get my fill in there,
That's fair.
and then you're just like, oh,
and then I don't have to worry about stuff breaking.
yep.
yeah. I am envious of like how yours don't break.
Yeah. But you know too, when your main one's down, you're like,
Yeah.
man, F all these cars. F
Yeah,
them. Like,
that is true.
Like
Yeah.
so,
Oh, yeah.
so guys, don't let Tim fool you. He got the swing in him too. If something goes wrong, Tim's like, F all these cars, get them all out.
Yeah.
We're both. He's on that.
I
stuff.
have to fight. Like there is a part of me that says sell everything. Like I have to fight that so hard.
yeah.
Like I'm just like I'm selling everything. I'm buying one car. I'm not gonna mod it that much. But like,
Yep.
See, I never get that urge.
but then I see another
Yeah,
S
me
box on Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace, and I'm like, buy it now.
Anyway,
And like I was talking about,
Mike, I'm trying to hurt
it's
cats here.
indescribable, but that
I'm
feeling you
hurting
get
cats
when
over
you
here. I'm trying
see
to-
the thing that you want to buy on Marketplace or wherever it is, and that is all you can think about.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing is just like, I need this right now, and if you can't have it right now, I mean, I found that the Saab, and then within a week, I flew out to New York, and I was like, all right, yeah.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
like, man, guys. So FYI, people out there, I'm the weird one at the table. Like, I can have a winner daily and not mod it or not care about it. These guys look at me like I am crazy. I'm like,
Yeah, insane.
Why
It's
don't,
crazy.
Why don't I just mod on my car that I want to mod and not waste money on this thing?
It's fine though because I just mod his winter beaters.
That's true. He
There you go.
literally does.
Yep.
He's like, oh, we're just gonna put a little more boost in it. Oh, we don't need
You
this
know?
car. Yeah.
Colder intake, flex fuel,
Literally.
like
It's all right.
downpipe,
That's
V3
literally-
turbo on your winter beater.
On the winter beater, yeah.
Zero requests of Ryan. right
I
now.
literally, the car was stock. I'm like,
The only thing that Ryan wanted was remote start.
yeah. I'm like,
And that was it.
I want
Then
my
he's
remote
like,
start,
that's
no
all I
chicken
need.
slice. That's all I need. Tim's
Well-
like, all right, I need to test a V3 on this car.
Well,
Let me
the
put a
problem
V3.
is we get new parts developed, or we're looking to test things on a car. All these cars are already modded. We're like, what can we put this on?
I know.
Oh,
And
we
then
got
I'm
Ryan's
here,
car.
I'm
We
like,
can.
no.
What's funny is I was thinking last night, I was at home and I'm like, we need another LTG.
No.
We serious.
we
I'm
need-
going to talk to Matt and I'm going to be like, keep
Find
your
one,
eye
yeah.
out for another ATS because we need a stock one to do all of my engine testing.
We
in.
have a stock one still.
No, we don't.
Yes,
that
we do.
car's
Stock
gone.
ones.
Yeah.
When
that's
is that car ever here?
We can literally get it here whenever.
We can get another.
Like, we need another one.
We
need
need
like a
another one.
ZZP owned one. Like, and we could sell like one or two of our fleet cars. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure if we go through the parking lot, we can find a vehicle and be like, all right, this one needs to go.
But the purple one is
But-
stock. I'm so confused right now.
Don't you pick
The
on any of
purple
my
one is
babies
gone.
sleeping in the
It's
nest
gone.
out there.
Jesus.
They're all snuggled in
nests,
for
they're
winter.
all just
There's not a
hanging out.
single one we could honestly sacrifice right now. There's ones that I would like to sacrifice, but we would still need to replace it.
I would
Yeah.
love to get rid of charcoal Sonic like that.
No,
thing.
we
No.
need that. That's one of the ones we need because you have modded my Sonic all the way to the key. It's not stock anymore. Do you
Dude,
see
we
the problems
do.
we keeps having?
We do need that gray
Yeah,
Sonic.
yeah.
Michael,
King.
It's been
Michael,
used
you
for
are
probably-
right. If I did have a bunch more of those, but we talked about earlier to like be like super competitive in road coursing, you got to only do that. And I don't think any of us at this table can.
We don't have the budget.
We don't have the budget for only.
Yeah, and
doing that.
as much as we love doing it, road coursing our platform cars does not push ZZP further.
Yeah, because you guys don't road course.
advertising.
You guys
It really doesn't as much as we want. Like
Yeah.
Tyler, there's nothing more than
Oh
for
my
us,
gosh.
for Tyler and I to go to the track and like make money for ZZP.
Yeah.
But you know, when we go to the track, if we sell parts, we're just talking to the V8 dudes about rotors and calipers and
Yeah.
brake pads.
Yeah, which isn't our stuff.
Like
you know?
that's the only thing. I hand out my business cards because the guys with Corvettes are sick of spending $2,000 on carbon rotors.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
get 'em a
hey, we
deal.
can sell them for hundreds of dollars less than that.
Yeah,
Like that's
about it.
and none of us want to race V8 cars because like
That's not
none
true.
of us want to pay for freaking tires.
That part's true.
That's
But I
why-
want to race a V8
That's why
car.
I don't
Dude.
race the Camaro. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean 275s, 285s,
Oh,
and
that's expensive.
giant rotors and giant brake pads. Like a brake pad job on the Camaro is, if you're doing rotors, you're
a
looking
lot.
at a G.
Yeah,
I mean, we could buy another Spark for that.
but the transmission will break again.
Plus, you gotta save your tires for a 4th of July burnout.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
true.
Guys.
That's true.
Back herding you cats back into a row. We're talking about the new year.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah.
about the new year.
We're not talking about the new year at all.
Nothing changed. Just acting bad.
Oh
Out
my God.
No.
So guys, something that we talk about every year that we still want to do, like at various events. Last year we didn't get to go because obviously going to events is a lot more expensive. It's a lot more time consuming, and it's very like people think that all we do here is we go to events and we race. We don't do anything else.
Yeah, and we build cars here and then we take them, but
Not at all what it is. That is a glamorized view of what we do here. It is many hours of doing R&D, getting yelled at.
the
Yeah,
amount of
getting-
effort to get a
getting-
PO pushed through for
Yeah.
an event ticket.
That
Woo,
is
I tell you what.
more than you guys even know. Closed door meetings, random stuff happening, all the other like there's so many layers of what happens here at ZZP, guys. So it's not just glamour. Hey, we get to build cars, we get to go race. Hey, it's fun.
Yeah, we can't just look at something and be like, all right, you know, grab the ZZP card and swipe the ZZP card for it. Like we've got to discuss it as a group. Like if we buy this, how is this going to benefit
Yes.
ZZP?
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of politics here as much as pretty
Anywhere
much
else.
anywhere else.
We gotta
Anywhere
keep
else.
the food on the table for
Everybody.
less people.
I mean, if you fight a good argument, then you can get whatever you want. You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
have to make sure to do, like, you got to do stuff with it too. Like if you put in for a PO for some gauge to do some testing, I mean, you better do that testing. And you better report the results of that testing back.
Yeah.
Because then you keep your credibility for the next time you say
Yep.
you want to do something.
Yep.
That's why I need another LTG car.
There we go. Oh,
I need
guys,
to do
wait.
LTG testing.
Dan North, yes, you need some cams and springs. And on that's one of my plans for 2024.
And
Cams, valve springs.
for the blue card?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Nice.
I've got a spare head at home. We're gonna do a ported head. We're gonna do cams and valve springs.
Turbo.
Hey Tyler, don't you have a 2.2 to put together?
It's fine.
Oh,
It's in the
okay.
garage. It's tucked
Oh.
away. It's in its nest.
You could like use your okay. Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, that's as kind of Tim was saying that there's a lot of extra stuff that goes around that needs to be taken care of because again, it's all of our jobs too. So we're pushing stuff to make stuff for people, but then we have to. Is this worthwhile and stuff?
But what were you getting at? What event were you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, so what I was going to say is there's numerous events. Like many of us looking forward to quite a few different events this year. I know there's Tail the Dragon at the end of the year, but I think Bo talks about it. I think I'll say Bo is like the head kind of guy for this one, and that's Streetcar Takeover. That has been like the.
I email somebody once a week. See Streetcar Takeover. Nobody ever responds or comes, but
Well,
not literally, but
Except for Brad and Bill.
yeah,
Yeah, Brad
we
and
get
Bill.
Brad and Bill out there.
Yeah.
I just
definitely-
want to see more platform cars there. We've been
Yeah.
going to this event for 3 years,
and it's always us, just us.
And if you want to see ZZP in action, it's the place to go. And we were just talking on lunch today how we were going to probably take some more stuff out there just to be showy with it because we always show up with cars that race, and we got a lot of cars that sit around and are real good at just
Looking great.
looking great or some history of ZZP. We're talking about getting Match Drag Grand Prix out there to the car show, or even just sitting in the pits for a conversation piece.
Man,
Stuff-
because that thing is
stuff
just
for you guys to
beautiful.
look
That's
at
an
when you come
immaculate
by.
car.
And but yeah, Streetcar Takeover 131 will probably be our year kickoff as far as ZZP being out and racing this year.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
Absolutely.
that's like midsummer though, right?
It's
No.
June.
Early June.
Early June.
It's one of those things where you look at it on the calendar and you're like, oh,
That's really far
fine.
away.
And then being a car guy, you're like, holy cow, that's next weekend.
That's next weekend.
And my car is barely ready, you know, so it sneaks up on you. If you literally need to be prepping for it, like now.
Let me get Brad. Hey, Brad, stock valves will be perfectly fine. You
Yep.
don't need to do anything special for them. Put the 18-pound valve springs and retainers in there, and, just go and enjoy it.
Let's rev that LSJT out.
If you did anything, Brad, get L&F valves because they're lighter than the LSJ stuff. So
As per
really?
usual, L&F stuff better than LSJ stuff, as per usual. No big deal.
I'll give a tally to the LNF on that one.
Might as well give 13 more.
Yeah, I think we should have essentially every platform car at Streetcar Takeover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
a good goal.
It would be pretty cool because I guess even if you don't show up to race or something like that, it's still a good event to be at. To hang out with friends, hang out with the ZZP crew.
Ironically, like the pits last year were packed with like just
Oh my
friends
God.
and family. Like
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
my family showed up. I didn't even invite them.
Yeah.
Watch the podcast.
No, it really did.
And,
Really
and
did.
I think one of my favorite parts about the event is the change in crowd over the typical drag racing.
Yeah.
It's so much different.
It's so much
much
different.
better.
Yeah.
And yes, personally, in my opinion, it's definitely
'Cause
better.
It is
normally-
not like a Wednesday test and tune crowd.
Yeah, Wednesday or Friday test and tunes, you got the old heads out there jumping their Coke cans with their carbs.
Yeah.
And and we as far as typical drag race, our cars aren't the main
Correct.
show. But then you go to Streetcar Takeover and you actually get people that walk up and whether they're racing a DSM or like when we were at Streetcar Takeover in Indy this year, I spent hours talking to DSM guys and like all these other platforms, but also 4-cylinders
Yeah.
about the Sonic. And that is
Yeah.
just so cool.
The Sonic-
I love to talk about this stuff to
I
random
get on
people.
I get on forums and other people who aren't into this. For those guys, obviously I go into different cultures to speak about this, but like old school brothers that don't know anything about 4-cylinders or anything like that, they are enamored with the Sonic. They're like, this thing got how many liters? It is less than that. It's running
this?
low tens, yeah. And they're like, how do you do it with head pressure? Like, how does the head not lift? Like all this other stuff. Like, and they are enamored.
You take the head studs and then you go.
That's the spec, and then you want the other spec. You're like, so it's, but yeah, no, like a lot of people. It is really cool to see people appreciating different technology.
Yeah,
It's like because it kind of like we talked about in our original 1,000 horsepower, bit. Like, is it worth it? Like, people think that if you're not making 4 digits, stay home. It's not worth it. Yeah. But like, it goes back to the whole thing. Like, hey, you want to make 1,000 horsepower? All right, can you replace your engine 3 times over? Can you afford to do that? No, you don't need 1,000 horsepower. And with us, we're doubling and tripling the horsepower. Like, in perspective, if you double the horsepower on a Camaro, that's 800-900 horsepower.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of horsepower. You had to treat the car differently versus you double the horsepower on any of our platforms for the most part. L&F,
and
LSJ.
while the numbers
are lower,
yeah,
the idea and the principle and the stress is the same. A 400 horsepower LTG is no different, maintenance wise, than a 800 horsepower LT1 or LS.
Yep.
You just obviously just the engine is there and whatever have you, but events are good to go with. It shows what we can do. It shows like we've been racing. The whole point of you having your cars to build them, enjoy them. We just did a build on the Ion, a customer that he's coming out 2024 swinging hard, stock car all the way to fully modded out and built.
That car is
you guys haven't seen the
so
video, check
good.
the video out.
Yeah, we posted a video. It's a 257. We did a race block, F40, everything, and this car from the outside,
It drives like GM built it.
yeah, it's
It's
awesome.
like if GM made an Ion Redline that was actually cool.
Ion Redline R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put an R after it means it's fast.
But he's got, right now it's very unassuming, stock wheels. The exhaust isn't loud, but he's got some RPF ones at home apparently waiting for it and some nice tires, and he's going to be very, very happy because this LSJ is it's mint.
It works.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put more smiles on more people's faces. Overall, that's what it's about. This is a sport. This is competition.
It's our
this is a little bit of
lifeblood.
stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit of shit talking. I said it. It's a little bit of a little bit of everything when you come into racing and things like that. And you got your friends that are ready to try to get back out to the track. I got like 10 of these friends, and 3 of them are up here right now. And they all suck. But Yeah, I wouldn't trade anything in the world. So that's what it's about, guys. It's about enjoyment, smiles per gallon, and enjoyment.
You've been getting out to events more?
Yeah.
Just spectating, which is awesome.
I love it. I love supporting my friends, my people that are going to race. And what's nice is I like being helpful. That's like Brian did. I love being helpful. Yeah. So every time I'm at the track, it's like, hey, we need someone. I'm like, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. So I'll do that, help out, hold stuff, whatever.
Not to mention like the best hype man ever.
I try, guys. A lot of the reason I'm here is my personality, and I will hype you up.
So the big thing I'm excited for, though, is for 24 is we're finally going to get nestled into our new building a little bit, get things a little more comfortable, a little more fluent.
Yeah.
Video dropping next week.
Help our production around here. Help our comfortability around here.
Oh, and we got a beautiful.
Has to wait a week.
Oh no!
Oh, let's go, Preston!
I think maybe we can release 2 next week. I think that'll be all right.
Yeah, Preston, we got you, dog. It's
but
we got
a beautiful new parking lot.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, we can do 60-foot testing in the back. I don't know if Kelly would like that. But.
Kelly would not. She's already writing you up in HR right now. She's like, well, let me get time.
She's like, check the cameras every night.
Check the cameras every night. Like Tim Beek, let me get 6 forms for him ready. Said Bo's got a new 3800. Let me get a few forms for him.
You guys don't have to worry about that for too long. So no worries.
But yeah, we got a lot of cars to take the drag strip this year. I'm excited because I can finally. We're not done with the Drag Sonic.
Nope.
But it has achieved its goal, which was 10s, and we'll still take it out. But I don't have to concentrate on that as much.
Correct.
So I really want to get the Camaro out there. It hasn't been to the drag strip since 2018, 2019. Yep. Yeah. Like that was stock turbo, and now it's making a heck of a lot more.
Especially
horsepower.
with all of our improvements in the LTG market since then.
Yeah.
So.
And that's a great car because
that car's probably up 100 wheel too.
It's
if not more,
150 wheel.
Yeah,
like
it's more.
It's a lot, and that's a full street car. I drive it all summer, so get that out there. I don't know, 11s should be
low 11s like as it's not a max effort car too, and we're still gonna go 11s on a full street car. It's gonna be pretty amazing.
Yeah. I was just telling Tim today, one of our good LTG customers with a Z54 and I think we did stage 2 cams.
Okay.
Maybe fuel cams. Might be just a fuel cam because of the drivability he was looking for. It's 11s.
Nice.
Full street car, all-wheel drive Z54 car in the 11s.
It.
We built it here last year. His daughter drives it every day, and she races it on the weekend.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yep.
That's cool. So another thing too, that like development and bringing back parts that we've been missing. So the 3800 market in 2024, I think it's going to be pretty positive overall because we have certain things, certain mounts that people have been looking for. I get asked about every day on our ZZPerformance fan page. If you guys haven't been there, our the owner of Zoom has been posting live videos of what we're doing around the shop this year. So I don't know if you guys saw, there's a recent one where Randy is doing some stuff with the HV insert.
Yep.
That we are going to be
talk about the most talked about product.
Yes.
When it comes to 3800, because every single NA 3800 dude wants one of those things.
1 million.
And turbo cars.
Yeah, and turbo cars. They're good for turbo cars for sure.
So, how about like 3800 stuff coming up this year, man?
Ooh, good stuff actually.
Yeah, I know.
Good stuff. Definitely looking at finalizing. Bringing back the lower poly mounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those have been out of stock
HV insert, which I think those 3 things alone are the 3800 guys are probably on their knees. So
give it to me. I get emails about that almost every day.
Yeah, and then something that I'm really excited for, some transmission bits. Cool. Nothing too crazy. Not what you're hoping for.
Yeah, not 1-inch chains. We don't have 1-inch chains, unfortunately.
But something that's going to be super, super cool to have for the guys that need it. And then, beyond that, we're making some cool updates to the Statma kit.
Yeah.
Nothing major, just kind of some refinements because, that Statma kit's we've been running for years. And we got Alex, our new R&D guy. He's really
new. He's been here 3 years.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's not new, Alex. But he's really big at just making things more effective and efficient, and so
and nicer overall.
We're getting ready. We're getting ready to do a run of Statma kits, so those will see some good updates.
Ooh, Bill Kish, yes, timing things
Timing
are in
set?
the works.
Yeah,
works as
thanks
well.
for bringing that up, man. I forget we work on so many things.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track.
Timing set. I actually ran in my car a little bit last year. We got it in a shop car now. Upgraded timing stuff requested by Zoom. Essentially, we brought out some of our Ecotech guide improvements over to the 3800.
Yep.
Weight savings and some simplicity for running big springs. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Kind of go away from the double roller that we've been,
Kinda
relying
had to run
on
it.
for the last 15 years. So that'll be cool.
But this guy's just going to show you guys again of our development. Like,
Yeah,
Part-
the
parts
3800
for-
is sitting really good. We did that equalizer project. We revised both intercoolers. The belt
Mhm.
wraps updated. I mean,
Everything.
now we're getting the turbo kits updated. I mean, as far as actually, giving you guys a bulletproof transmission for $100.
Yeah, which is what
we've
they
touched
want.
on everything.
Everything.
And so, especially coilovers and brakes, man.
Sway bar, yeah.
Shoot.
Well,
It's never
20
as much
years
as it
down
is
the
an
road, and
old-
we're still
yeah.
making all these 3800 parts.
And
It's pretty
guys,
cool.
too, speaking of brakes, I don't know how much we can release yet. But I won't say too much, but we have new stuff for all of our markets for brakes.
Yeah.
That's going to bring a lot of savings to you guys.
Yeah, everybody's getting a Brembo, baby.
Pretty much. Pretty much, boys. So, I mean, that's a positive. Hey, Joshua King, no. Why would you do that?
Do not LTG swap. your
Everything
Kappa.
stopping at Kappa? Why?
Why would you LTG swap it when it comes
It
with
was
the
the
best
LN
engine ever made? Like, that is the best
Are me and-
4-cylinder.
Are me and
So-
Tim vibing
Yeah.
right now?
Don't
Like-
tell Tim Beek the LNF is a bad engine because he
My man.
he
The-
is. He loves it.
The LNF engine
I do
is
too.
like one of the best 4-cylinders
Oh,
ever
yeah.
made.
It is.
It is
Ever.
It's crazy.
The
Hey, what was that? What? Oh.
the
What?
LNF is incredible, even in stock form.
1,000,000%. Don't you guys?
It is.
You didn't hear? You heard that at ZZP. You heard it straight up. We got the OG saying LNF Master Race.
I would argue to say. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
No, you're fine.
Just wrap up on the LNF. If you were maybe
Ooh, and a new thing for the LNF. You know what I'm talking
I
about.
do. Go ahead and say it. Say it for all the people out there.
Well, manifolds can be hard to find. So, just putting that out in the ether.
Yeah.
that's very cool.
I mean,
Really
and
happy
then on
with
the
that.
manifold, there's other parts there, like 2 other parts connected to the manifold.
Yeah,
on
they're
there.
attached to the manifold. Yeah, we got
a whole LNF boys. I love you. We love you guys.
Yep, LNF boys are going to see a lot of manifold and beyond the manifold parts.
Yep.
We love it.
But I think if you were a customer looking to get into a ZZP platform car, maybe you have a ZZP platform car that you daily drive, but you're like, hey man, these guys talk about, a lot of cool things. I'd like to get into some of this. You would not go wrong diving into an LNF.
I agree.
I think it is
Absolutely
the best bang for your buck.
Just gonna say.
Hard hitting
Mhm.
street car you could build, and the parts and from an install bay perspective, obviously we're always looking to build the most reliable form of mod car, but the LNF is that most reliable form.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
absolutely.
understand
Yeah.
how we put together these cars that make so much horsepower and then we just send them home with the customer and they just run
Work.
for years to come.
Yeah. They never
Racing,
come back.
daily driving,
It's
like it's wild. And
it-
like I should
great.
probably follow up with these guys and be like, hey, you want to bring it back for a leak check and a clutch check? Like
They're like, nah.
nah, dude,
What
it works.
happened?
And I'm like, I know, but like, we really dialed in the combo, if you
I
would, on
think
making
that's-
500 wheel.
Bang
I
for
think
buck
that's
hard.
the biggest thing is the LNF just works.
It
just
does.
works.
Even when we tune them, we put them together and like 3 revisions in with Matt, and he's like,
Yeah, it's done.
ship it. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense, Matt.
Yeah.
Are you sure? He's like, absolutely, it's perfect.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like, of course.
it's perfect every time. And
That was so-
I'm an LSJ fanboy, but it's an older engine. It's got its quirks. HP Tuners doesn't
Yeah.
have all the tables open,
Mhm.
so like,
I think we just like it because it's more raw.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It gives you that kind of visceral feeling that
Like it wants to rev to the moon.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
And I don't hate the LSJ. Obviously, just talk about it.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
fantastic engine. It's still good. It still has a place in my heart. But like bang for buck, I don't think even to this day, we do not have a better bang for buck
No.
platform than the LNF platform vehicle.
3 mods are really all you need.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about the LNF is I think if you wanted to start small, you'd be extremely happy. Or if you wanted to go all the way, you'd be extremely happy. Or anywhere in between.
Yep.
It doesn't, as long as you know, follow some of our recipe of how to put parts together in our stage kits or what this and that. Man, it's gonna give you a good.
It builds off itself.
Fun car.
What's very you don't have to buy parts twice unless you want to.
Yeah.
You can. It is a very cost-effective platform, and if you're looking to go fast for a little bit of money, the LNF is the way to go.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
That's it.
jumping back to the LTG comment, we dog the LTG. The reason we do is because the LSJ and LNF that came before it were so
set
good.
the bar.
Yeah.
Here.
Way
really
too high.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
GM absolutely knocked it out of the park with those, and then you get into the LTG and you're like, okay, it's got a lot of problems. But that's another big thing that especially Zoom is really pushing for.
Harping
We're
on this.
making
We need to get this.
Big improvements in the LTG. I just put our new race head studs on the website today. Thicker head studs prevent lifting the head.
Yep.
Also, if you've never looked at the LTG head studs, and I guess I've never really put the 2 and 2 together, but they're long.
They're very long.
You're talking like 5 inches plus your thread area, and
a lot
then,
of shank to stretch there.
Yeah, and he brought out a thing of 3800 head studs, and they're
Tiny.
this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
They're tiny.
you.
Same with the LNF, LSJ, LE5 ones. They're
Yeah.
all much smaller.
So, we got those. We've got Matt's car on the dyno right now, doing some testing. We're trying.
It's got some new armor.
We're trying to make the LTG as great as everything.
And we will.
else. And we will.
And we absolutely will. That's what ZZP does.
It's still a new platform.
Yep.
In terms of development, I mean, we just talked about 3800. 20 years old, we're still making parts.
Yeah.
We perfected it a long time ago, and we're still finding things
it's
that we
the thing
can do.
we run into with everything is it was so easy on the 3800, and Zoom said it on the podcast even. It's so easy. GM left so much there for us to scoop up and make better.
Fix, yeah.
And these newer cars we get into, it's a little more difficult.
They already got cool brakes.
Already got cool brakes. All the suspension is good. You don't need a strut bar. Or, it's for as much on any cars now. For 300, it benefits a lot.
Yeah,
from the strut
anything
bar.
you can attach 2 points together, it
benefits,
likes it.
It benefits them both. But on LG cars, you got to be a little more refined with it. There's a few more things you got to do here and there.
Yeah, definitely a little more methodical and a more. It's just an intricate style of modding compared to just throwing some parts at it and having it work.
And something too I want to mention too, since 3 of you guys are pure tuners, so from left to right, we have our LTG and our 1.4 and our ATS-V tuner Tim. Then we have our LSJ tuner Tyler, and then we have our 300 and kind of whatever else kind of comes on his plate, Bo too.
Yeah.
So every year, I don't think this is just from me not being a tuner and having some knowledge of it, guys. Our tuners are spending so much time tuning and refining and making mistakes on their own cars all the time.
Well, that's the best thing is we all have the cars.
Right.
Yeah.
Tim, if you talk to Tim in 2021,
I don't understand how
versus-
you could go to a tuner and expect a good tune if he didn't have the car.
Yeah.
Oh,
But so
absolutely,
many people
yeah.
do. But
That would be incredible for me to. If I had never driven or owned or lived in a 3800 and I tried to tune one, I couldn't even imagine.
yeah, but so many people try to do that. But look at Tim in 2021. How much have you learned about sonic tuning?
Yeah.
Every year in 3 years, 2 years.
Well, and it's funny.
Every platform I'm better in every month.
Every
You're
month,
just gaining-
exactly.
every
gaining
day.
knowledge.
Yeah. And you get to a point where you look at the scan and you can literally almost feel like you can understand exactly what the car is doing.
Yeah.
Which sounds silly, but just because you've seen so many scans, you've seen your own scans, you know how the car operates.
Yeah, I think that we digest so much data,
Yeah.
and then you're just as soon as you get that email from somebody and they send over the scan and you open it up, you're like, I already know something's not right here.
Yep. But that's where our 1.0 files come from, and people like to try to dog our 1.0 files when they can't.
still
Which I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
why you guys try to do those of you out there. Can tunes are bad. First of all, it's not a can tune. These are tunes made from years of dyno work and all. So we know how these cars
And
work.
driving the cars
driving
and
the mess out of these cars. The R1.0 files are dialed.
Perfect example.
Yeah, here we
I
go.
had never had HP tuners. I had never had my car tuned. I stopped into the front window at ZZPerformance, talked to Tim Beek. I said, Tim Beek, I got a Grand Prix. I told him
Give
what I had.
give me the sauce.
He literally hands me a PCM. I drove for 2 years on that PCM. Seen they're doing a dyno days. I'm like, I'll swing in there. Swing into dyno days, put it on the dyno. The car makes like 355 wheel the first pull.
Yeah,
On a blower.
on a blower setup.
Like,
On Tim's 1.0 file that I still send you guys today.
Yeah, and
He
wasn't
leans it out a
within-
couple times. It makes like 360s. And I'm like, there you go.
Wasn't it like 2% away from being perfect?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, sometimes.
yeah,
Like, it's mail order tunes, like, they work like 75-80% of the time. There is always the rest of those percent are always the cars that just have something that's just a little different.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of the time it's your guys' broken ass cars. Like,
I love it.
Like, I
2024
mean,
energy.
I always go
Like-
back to the fact that that thing will not run on a 1.0 PCM. Then
Something's
you
real wrong.
got
It's broke.
problems.
Yeah.
you know, in the LTG guys, you know, I'm always battling my LTG guys. I'm like, you guys have vacuum leaks, and they're like, "Yup, looked it over, doesn't have
I
any
looked at
leaks."
it. Can't see any air coming out.
Hey, guess what? Your plus 32 short term say different, homeboy.
If your MAF is reading 1600 hertz at idle, like you got a vacuum leak, bro.
Yeah.
Like every engine has a amount of airflow that it requires to idle.
Uh-huh.
It is
Yep.
And if that MAF sensor is seeing less than that, that means the
Getting it
remaining
elsewhere.
is coming in somewhere else.
Yeah.
so
Like,
the drivability goes down the drain. The performance goes down the drain. The mileage goes down the drain. And when you do not have a properly sealed engine,
let's talk about this. Okay, so you have a vacuum leak. That vacuum leak is reporting a lean mixture to the ECM. The ECM
O2
is like
sensor, the O2 sensor.
the O2 sensor is seeing it, and it's like, hey, I'm leaner than I want to be. So it reports to the ECM. The ECM's like, I need more fuel. I'm going to give you
10%.
10% more
Yeah,
fuel.
Yeah.
So guess what happens to that vacuum leak when you enter boost?
Yeah.
Now that vacuum leak is a boost leak. So now
And
the
it's
ECM
escaping.
is
Gone.
adding 10% fuel, and that 10% of airflow leaking in is now leaking out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
double negative, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
really-
is.
It
Like,
really is.
A vacuum leak is a boost leak. Like, now you're super rich and your car's rich, and you're like, oh, my car doesn't make any power, and I see smoke out the back.
Yeah, and it's misfiring.
Yeah.
and
I'm
like
sure
all
it
this
does.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
We had it.
seal it up.
Hey guys, I want to quickly grab one of these just because I just see it. Sean Baker said, "Hey y'all, I have a four cars from the family. They have been great cars. One of my current prices is an 06 LS Coupe L61 5-speed. How hard would an ECM swap be to allow tuning?" So Sean, very hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I'm just, and please don't take this as a negative. Get a different car if you want to mod it.
Man,
The-
I want to argue with Ryan on this one so much,
Yeah.
but
like
you got to.
So
Sell
the
the 06, buy an 07 plus.
Yep.
Mhm.
The 04 through 06, to 2006 22 Deltas have a very year specific PCM that no one supports.
No one.
They used to.
No one.
But they know no one supports it. So instead of trying to rewire the car and do all this other crazy stuff, you can go get a cheap 07 that has all the tuning you want for it and do whatever you want.
You have
Yep.
to change it to be able to accept it. You'd have to change the entire wiring harness.
Mhm.
You'd have to change the head. You'd have to change the ignition system. Like, it is a
Different.
lot. And at that point,
It's going to cost you more than just getting a new car.
just buy an SS.
Yeah.
I've been there. I was base model boy. I
Yep.
still am. Like, I love it. But unfortunately, those 05, 06 cars, you can
Yeah.
throw suspension at them, throw an exhaust on it, go have fun. But
Aiden,
Yes.
Aiden Robinson, lowering springs for the Ecotech are hitting the ground running here this year.
Yep. Oh, that's another thing we're doing. We are redesigning those. Randy
Yep.
O'Brien is taking care of that.
Complete redesign of them. They're going to be better, so they're worth the wait.
Yeah, for sure.
LNF Stage 2 cams, very comparable to
Yeah.
stock for daily driving because the
car's VVT. It's a VVT car, guys. Remember,
They
we can-
drive like
stock.
stock. Like,
Yeah.
they drive
Yeah.
great. That ECM faces the cams, makes it drive great at idle,
Yep.
right
yeah.
off idle.
The only thing you can negatively
full
say is
throttle.
like sometimes they don't have to be under 2K, but that's about it. Maybe.
yeah,
So
and usually Matt's really good about taking care of that.
very much so. Connor, Matt M does tune LNFs as well as tuning some other things. He can kind of jump all over the place. Just want to grab a few. I think those are the main ones.
Yeah, somebody else asked about the LE5. The LE5's great too. I mean, I'm not gonna knock that engine. It's got a couple issues, but we sell parts to help with all those issues. So
I
it's
really
fine.
like the LE5.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Great
got
engine.
a turbo swap one here right now.
Yeah, we just did a full turbo swap 2.4. I think I love the displacement.
20% more cubes.
Well, that's because you're a 3800 guy.
We talked about it at lunch today, dude. And like the boomers say, there ain't no replacement.
Bo's old man's coming out. If it ain't got push rods, it ain't a hot rod. And Bo's.
Damn right. But the 2.4 is, I actually like it a lot because it's like the LNF, the LSJ,
Whoa.
and the 3800 had a little baby because it's a port injected, BBT car
with LNF
with some displacement. It's why I like slingshots, because rear wheel drive 2.4 stuff. I just said I like
I
slingshots.
feel like, I feel like you can hand it off right now. Hand off
There
that
it is,
ending.
Tim. He just said it. He said it. It's his now.
Well, no offense. Plus, I'm a diehard Polaris snowmobile guy, so like as far as
Tim, you're free. Tim, we're free. Tim, we're free. We're free, Tim. We're free. Cut the straps.
Get it out of here.
yeah.
Oh my god.
No, really though, the 2.4 is an amazing engine. The LE5.
Not
Its downside is it doesn't like to rev like an LSJ.
It doesn't like to rev.
And then the cranks flex.
Yeah, so
That's
we
kind
put
of
an M62 on a customer car a little bit back, and he was just in for some exhaust work, and I drive it, and I'm like, it's funny because it's an auto LE5, and it reminds me of a 3800. It drives kind of like a Grand Prix. It's
you got the blower wine.
You got a blower wine. You got displacement.
You have
and
4 gears. That's the only thing that reminds
I'm
you
like,
of.
man, maybe I need one of these.
Oh my god, you have one. You have one. Oh my god.
I got 0.2 less
We act
liters
bad.
if you want to buy that.
Yeah.
No.
It's a good car.
It is a very good
Oh
car.
my God.
It's your very good car.
So,
I'd probably buy it and it'd fall apart.
So guys, so we have new parts being developed even for our older markets, the 3800, the Ecotech stuff.
ATSV. Let's talk about
ATSV.
We can't talk about a lot though.
No, we won't talk about a lot, but I'd say 24 is probably our most ATSV focused year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yet. I would say
There's a lot of secret squirrel stuff.
I
going
would
on,
say
boys.
literally top to bottom, we got ideas and plans, and we've never had more Vs here. We have 4 ATSVs.
4 is right now. Yep.
Finally, man, and it makes R&D so much so we're not tearing apart Tim's car all the time and ruining that thing because his car is beautiful.
Yeah, and he likes to drive it.
And he likes to drive it. Yeah, like Ryan said, I can't say a lot, but we're gonna do some stuff. Well, you probably see one at Streetcar Takeover.
Yeah, I guess we could say like this will be the year of the ATSV. Like the ATSV is gonna make like some very aggressive forward movements.
In 9-10 months from now, we're gonna be reflecting back on what we did cool with the ATSV this year. Yeah,
it's gonna be cool.
Sebastian Morrison, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I don't think the product will ever make it to market, but send me an email, tyler.v@ZZPerformance.com. I can get you hooked up. I got some things for base models.
Okay. I would say it's a project in the other sense to do, and then proportioning and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely not as simple as you think. Like when you have a car that came with drums in the back, like the master cylinder and everything is valve for it. So I ran into that with my base model, and it was a problem.
Yeah, it's just not something that most customers will be able to approach themselves.
Yeah. It's a big project.
I do know that you're quite mechanically inclined. You got a 2.4 blower car. Shoot me an email. I'll run you through some things, and maybe I got some parts for you.
Hey, Cameron, just because I know I've been in the Cobalt community for a very long time, he said, have you seen the Cobalt, the Grand Prix V8 Swap Cobalt? It is not an LS4, it's an LS3. So it's not a Grand Prix one. So it was a car with a lot.
Nobody wants an LS4.
Yeah. No, even LS4 guys don't want LS4. So yeah, it was an LS3 converted to rear wheel drive. The car never really did too much, and it's okay.
I wouldn't want to do that in the first place. Like I never really understood that.
Captain Slow.
Just to be that guy.
You damn right we're gonna hop a Coke can.
We're
with
gonna
me,
hop
TSV, and I'm
We're
not
gonna hop a
joking.
Coke can.
Well,
Matt,
I'm not joking.
Mr. Canatelli over there, being old
Yeah,
guy over there. Right
Matt,
now.
we've got 2 ATSVs are gonna hop up. So
Maybe even 3
it's gonna be the year of it.
for
Yeah.
sure. But so overall, we're doing a bunch of ATSV stuff. We're developing stuff for 300s, Ecotechs, Sonics. We've already talked about we in the last podcast talked about how much LE2 stuff we've been doing.
Slingshot.
So we're talking about
Yeah,
LE2
Oh
stuff.
my gosh! Yeah, sorry.
We're
Man.
reworking our turbo kit for the Slingshot.
Yeah, I
Our
forgot.
was
turbo
on
kit is gonna be so much cheaper.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna
much
be
better, more
awesome.
better.
Yeah, more better.
Like, it's gonna own the market. I guarantee there's not a single person in this chat that has a Slingshot.
You're not wrong, but
we're making some big moves with that, and
Yeah.
it's gonna help that market at least. It'll get some money. It'll get some money in the door so we can put it into other platforms.
so we can buy an ATS.
So we can keep buying them all 3800s, baby.
Because maybe
No,
we
you
need another
heard
Camaro.
Bo. You heard Bo. Bo's got to be in a Slingshot all summer. Rain,
Dude,
sleet,
His
all
head
that.
is gonna be so burnt.
His head
I'm
gonna
down.
be burnt.
I will daily drive a Slingshot 100
You
miles
heard
a
it.
day.
You heard it. You know what he said. He said it.
I hate Slingshots so much, but like
I kind of love them.
I like
know you do. I
modding
know you
things,
do.
and that car is broken from the factory.
Oh, 100%.
And we make parts that fix all the broken, and the car's got a lot of potential, and it just sucks.
Is it a
like
car?
a Slingshot
Is
is
it
a
a
piece
car?
of crap.
it's a bike.
That-
To the
that
Slingshot guys, they say,
we
oh,
know
my
how to
bike.
make not a piece of crap.
I normally like to
So-
call them a cart, but I don't know.
The Slingshot guy said,
But they're huge.
Yeah.
Why are they so big?
I know.
It's,
And they still tip over.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
flip them all the time.
You
I don't
cannot,
understand.
you cannot
yeah.
haul a Slingshot on a standard trailer. These Slingshot
You gotta do it
guys have to
backwards.
get custom trailers or
Because they're
haul 'em
so
backwards.
wide.
They're
Yeah.
so
It's
wide.
because they tip over. It's just a bad design. Like
Can you imagine being in the Polaris development and they
Yep, this'll work.
make it regular car width and they're just out there driving them and they're like, whoa! Whoa!
what's that one? What's that one? The British dudes.
Oh, the Top Gear video.
It's over.
It's like one of the best episodes of a car show ever.
If I ever want to cry from laughing,
Yes.
that is the episode you need to watch.
Yeah.
Because,
If you give them some Google details, like search
what is it? It's called a
I think if you type in
Top
Gear Slingshot episode, I
No,
think
No.
it's
Top Gear. It's that
is
three-wheeled
it the
car,
Reliant
Top
Robin?
Gear.
It's Reliant Robin.
Probably, yeah. That
Oh,
sounds
the
right.
Reliant Robin,
The Top
yeah.
Gear Reliant Robin, and they like stage a a newscast, and this person's out there just like commentating about I don't know some shit that's happening in the town. And
he's already dying. He's
I
already
go
dying.
by.
I haven't
and
seen
this
it.
thing
We got lots
flips.
together.
Yes, Reliant Robin. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna send it to you guys.
It was the first TV show that I watched with my wife that's not a car person that I was rolling on the floor, crying and laughing at the
It
same time.
legitimately will give you a headache from laughing so
Oh,
much.
no.
It is so good.
Yeah.
So everyone,
Breathe, Tyler. Dan North
Everyone
told you to
go look
breathe,
it up.
boy.
So good.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Episode's over.
But yeah, that was the Polaris development department in like
Yes.
2013. They're out there just freaking flipping cars, and they come back and they're like, "Make it wider, make it wider, make it wider."
The lanes are open.
Oh.
I can't go any wider.
It's as wide as a
I'm already
Humvee.
pulled over.
I'm already rolled over.
It's just
Well, look, it says Joshua says Top Gear KTM Expo is good too.
Oh yeah, with
Joshua
Joshua.
King. I don't think I've seen that, but I'm gonna search that.
so
Thank
much
you.
cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
the Slingshot is like it's as wide as a Humvee, but can't do anything that a Humvee can do.
Like,
so.
I'm sorry, I got to dunk on the thing for a little bit. Like, so Polaris didn't want to get all the certifications to make it a car.
yeah,
so they
because
just
it's
made
way
it a bike.
easier to make a bike.
Yeah. So they made a bike, but this bike can literally do nothing. Like to drag race, you gotta give all these straps and extra things to
you
drag
gotta have
races.
arm restraints.
You gotta do all this stuff. You can't take it on the road courses. There's no road course will allow you to actually take it on there.
Because it's classified as a motorcycle.
Because
But you can't go out with a bunch of motorcycles.
You can't go out with motorcycles. You just
I'm
get.
pretty sure the guy that we hired to race our slingshot quit because it's so difficult to race a slingshot.
Oh man, why you gotta do that? So
Poor Kyle.
Poor Kyle, we love you.
So-
we love you, Kyle. I'm sorry that you had to race that
the
slingshot.
slingshot.
No, he loved that thing, man. Nah.
It's a proper hoon machine with your buddies. I kid you not, though.
Yeah.
On a serious note, you put anybody in the passenger seat of one of those with our turbo kit on it, and there's no way, no matter how much Tim Beek doesn't like it,
or Ryan Day don't like it either.
you will pull back into the driveway with the biggest
smile.
shit-eating grin on your
And
face, and your hair blowed back.
I won't ever admit that.
If you want attention, if you are,
I'm gonna say-
if you are feeling down in
You
the
want to go
dumps,
pick up a chick?
go
some
out in
reason-
a
Guys,
slingshot.
You just get in a slingshot driving down 28th Street. You'll have
Guys.
3 of them trying to hop in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
One
Kicking
day,
them out.
hold on. I got a quick story because I was.
I
with
got
Bo.
a story to follow your story
Yeah.
that
So
drives.
I
with it.
was.
We got time, I got one too.
Fantastic. Guys, so we were taking a customer car. There's a customer with a slingshot that drove out to us, like, wasn't this last winter, like this current one, but like year before, maybe year before that. He was at a hotel and we had to
I
drive.
had to drive the
sling-
customer slingshot across town.
Yeah. So I was with
Man,
him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was winter
It
too.
was winter. It was cold. Because I'm in
no.
my Sonic behind him, just following just to give him a ride back.
Luckily, I'm a
Every-
snowmobile boy. I
Yeah.
can handle that.
Me, Bo, everybody at every stoplight.
Every stoplight.
Every stoplight, Bo. There was this crazy chick at the bus stop. Hey, I like that thing. And like, what's that thing?
And Bo's just tailgating that Sonic with his head out the side of the window, sniffing his heart.
Yeah. I was behind him,
Yeah, he was
so
behind
I was behind him. But guys, every stoplight, people were rolling down their windows. People were at the stoplight talking to him. My son Isaiah, when he comes here, he's always cool with the race car. He's like, race car, Dad. I'm like, no. don't you ever. You want to go home with Uncle Tim or Uncle Tyler? That's how you do it, saying that slingshot.
There's a bus stop out front.
Bus stop, kid. Don't you ever call a slingshot a race car.
Get off and have and rest and walk.
Yeah, you're like, kid, don't you ever. My son. But,
so-
guys, yeah, go about
yeah.
Yeah. To follow that, Ryan took me to the airport, and he was cracking up the whole time behind me. Just all the attention it gets. We should have thrown a GoPro on the front of
We
the
should
Sonic.
have.
We should do that.
We should do that, Mike. That's a good idea.
Dude, we'll throw a GoPro on the slingshot and drive it down 28th Street to see what.
Yeah, see what
If
we...
you want to know what it's like to own a crotch rocket, just buy a slingshot.
Yeah.
Essentially, unfortunately.
I remember.
The general public, for some reason, likes these things.
Everyone thinks it's a Batmobile.
Yeah,
so
everyone.
So I'm driving this. We got this full build, like 440 horsepower, bright blue
Oh,
slingshot.
the blue one, yeah.
I'm driving her.
Great video out there, by the way.
We're doing shakedowns on it, getting it ready to go home, and tuning on a Helltech, which is really nice. So I'm out street scanning it. I kid you not. Just people left and right. There's dudes mowing their lawn, and they're just like, "Yeah, brother." They're like saluting me. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, you're like, excuse
Well, then
me?
like it's like
They're holding up threes like Dale Earnhardt.
Do it for Dale! Do it for Dale!
it's like
People probably think you built it yourself.
I don't know. It's like 3:45, 4 o'clock, and I'm rolling through Caledonia, and school's getting out, and
Oh, man.
it was
Kids.
I did not want to be there, but like there's kids in school bus windows plastered to the window.
Oh, like-
Yeah.
just like oh.
They're like,
And
ah!
even better, there's granted they're not of age, but there's lots of girls in cars leaving, and they're just like, what is that? They're all pointing
Oh,
and they're
man.
waving, and I'm like, zup.
Bo's forgetting to mention all the phallus-like things that are being thrown down the entire time as well.
Well.
Just clunk, clunk.
I don't know. The salute
No.
on the lawnmower was for me. I'm like, what?
Here's the
I
thing,
don't
like
get it.
if it like a slingshot, like most of us don't like them. They make great money though. People love them. Like
The
if
general
there's a
public
place
loves it.
Yeah.
that rents a slingshot out, and you go to rent one, don't bother because they're already rented out.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
you
gosh,
go to
yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah,
You go to
Daytona
Gatlinburg.
Beach.
Knoxville,
Like,
any touristy area.
The general public loves slingshots. Like,
yes.
it's
Non-car
weird.
people.
Yeah,
Non-car
it's weird.
people love them.
Like non-car people do not tend to like them. Like there are like a bunch of like influencers and all this stuff. Like, guys, this thing's stupid. If you like this thing, get away from me. But the general public, the mass amount of people out there, think that is the coolest thing that's ever been on the road remotely.
I will say, Erica doesn't generally prefer my cars because they're race car.
Yeah.
They vibrate and like all that. We got in the Slingshot. I took our orange one home. Took Erica for a ride. Same thing. Hopped out of that with the biggest smile ever, and she was like, "Wow, that thing's really cool."
Do you know that my wife made a comment
in the
office
Yeah.
about like, we should take the Slingshot, and I was like,
Oh, I didn't hear
What?
that. I didn't hear that.
Kyla.
I heard.
Oh, she's not here right now. Kyla.
I heard Kyla talk about how in 2 years everybody's gonna be driving Slingshots.
yeah, she did say that.
She
Just
did say
like
that.
just like 2 years ago, nobody wanted a Sonic.
Yeah.
Yes,
And here we are.
She is not wrong. Like, we all like, we had hopes and dreams for Sonic. So when we bought it, because we bought our 12 Sonic in like 11 brand new.
Yeah.
And like, we were playing around with it, but like, none of us really liked it. It didn't really perform well. Like that stupid stock turbo just held us back for so long. Like, I just can't believe it took us so many years to figure that out. But then all of a sudden now the Sonic is the most popular platform here.
Yeah.
So
Arguably, yeah.
she's not wrong because
she's not.
we kind of hate the Slingshot more than the Sonic. And like, and we're developing all these new parts for the Slingshot to where it's like, I hope she's not right.
I don't want to own one.
Well,
But
the thing about it is though, what's gonna stop me from owning one? You got to have a bike license, and I'm not putting the extra effort in to go get a bike license.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Not
you
anymore.
don't.
Not anymore.
Not
Don't
anymore.
say that.
not anymore.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
want this thing.
You're gonna have one next
No,
summer?
I'm not. Don't you
It's
ever.
gonna be the Snowball V2.
We can get one. We should wrap it so it matches the snowball.
That's what I'm saying.
Put some Braun wheels on it.
Hey guys.
And on that note,
Hold on. No,
it's
before
5 o'clock.
2024, if there's a Slingshot that looks like the Snowball here, the Snowball will be up for sale. We will put out an ad for it. I will tell you.
We've already got bids in for it.
Yeah,
No, you can't have it because you started this. You're back to the bottom of the list for it. The Snowball will be for sale. If there's a Slingshot that comes in looking like the Snowball, I will fire that car. I will fire it. Anyway.
Sorry about the 15-minute Slingshot rant.
It was like
Thanks
10.
for tuning in. What's everybody doing this weekend?
That's all right. Tim, what you doing?
Man, I don't even know.
That's
Running
a good
lot.
weekend.
We've got like, we got the ZZP Dominican Republic trip, so I'm going to be running a lot, I think, this weekend. Like,
It's a good weekend.
I'm gonna do absolutely nothing, and I am
that's
so
nice.
excited for it. Hopefully, get a Saab grill in. That's
How about you put your 2.2 back together?
No, that's fine. I can live there.
You can have your garage back. Don't be.
need it.
Oh
I
my!
don't need it.
You can, I hate you so much.
So Sarah told me she tunes into the beginning and the end of the podcast, so she's probably watching right now. Our dryer took a crap.
Oof. Been there.
Yeah, you
New one
did.
this year.
So this weekend I'm going to be convincing her how I can go buy a new project car, not a dryer.
Good luck, brother.
this car,
Other than that,
if you buy an ATS-V, it will pull a clothesline.
Can
and
you-
it'll dry your clothes.
Oh my god!
Fly it like a flag.
dry them on the way to work.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah.
You are the worst influence, Tim.
Yeah, that is great.
So and then other than that, we're getting snow next week, so I got to tune up them sleds.
Oh yeah, you
Okay,
do.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you?
Still
Artie?
waiting for that invite.
Well, so it's wait on everybody. So unfortunately,
Bo's like,
I don't want
not looking.
yeah.
I don't want you to drive my sled like I drive your Sonic.
I love it. I love it. So
Fair.
But it could be a fair return, yeah.
I this weekend, unfortunately, my D&D game officially got put on a hiatus. So I have nothing to do on Saturdays, nights now. So I'm gonna go hang out with the girl a bit. We're doing stuff tonight, getting a haircut. Probably gonna do some key relearn stuff with ATS this week. Try to actually get that stuff done and figure it out. Hopefully it'll work. If not, we'll see what happens. And get ready for next week because our weekends are way too short.
Oh yeah,
and like
always.
you got one day, and then all of a sudden the next day you don't have it anymore.
Yep.
So
Because you're dead.
That's
That's where that sounded like that was going.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, oh God, this is getting so dark.
yeah.
We'll start with Ryan next time.
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
Cool, man.
All right, boys. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Wait,
We'll
what are
catch
you
you
talking
next
about,
time. Dan North, yes, best episode beside episode 137, which is next week. We'll catch you then.
Wait, what's 147?